Welcome one and all to Kim and Seppy's Haphazard Strategy Guide. Not just your average strategy guide. We're going to give you some tips on how to play some of our favorite games, but you can expect a little zaniness along the way. Today we're taking a look at Point Salad. This is a lightweight family card game for 2 to 6 players where you are drafting different point cards and veggies to create the highest scoring, well, you guessed it, Point Salad. If you want a full explanation on how to play the game, I've included a link in the description for a how to play video from our friends at Overnight Games. Check that out to learn the rules, then come back here to pick up some strategies. We're playing on the Sovereignty online gaming platform today, and I'll include a link to their website in the description as well. We highly recommend checking it out. It is a rules-based platform with a growing number of games in their catalog that you can play on mobile or PC with your friends. All right, let's get started.
Hey everybody, Mark is with us. Say something, Mark.
Hello.
Mark.
Mark is our silent partner in crime for this episode of Kim and Seppy's Haphazard Strategy Guides.
What do I need to do first? So our first tip is that you need to pick a lane or have a plan ahead of time.
Yes. Yes. So,
you need to start with one, right?
Kim is very, very accurate in this idea of picking a lane. How do we get better at Point Salad? Have an idea of what you're doing and try to get to that idea as quickly as possible. Now, do not do your choice based on a vacuum, based on the board state that you just see in front of you. You have to look to, in particular, to the person to your right first.
That's such a good
and
point.
Maybe then the person to the right of them, if you're playing a 4-player game or a 6-player game. And then you look at the player to your left. So that is how I do it. If I'm going to pick my lane, I look at what's out there, and then I look at what the player to my right is doing and what the player to his right or her right is doing, and then I look to the player to my left. That is how I pick a lane. Does that help you, Kim Breeze?
I think so. I think I'm going in, and I'm gonna preemptively strike on the cabbages.
All right, I love that as a choice.
In Lovely Sovereignty, I confirm it. And then it's asking me, do I want to flip a card over? At this point, I do not, and I'm going to skip that. And so now I have this cool little point card out in front of me, and Mark is starting to rethink our friendship.
That's sort of true. But now Mark has awful choices in front of him, and I think those awful choices have everything to do with Strategy Guide Point 2. What is that Point 2, Kim Breeze?
Oh, you get to hate draft for fun and pleasure.
Yes, hate draft for fun and pleasure. Now, Mark has seen that the board state is like, holy freaking tomatoes. Okay? So he could preemptively, he knows that I really am excited about that middle point card because it is glorifying tomatoes yet again.
For sure.
So he can hate draft in 2 ways. He can say, Seppy, get out of tomatoes. Tomatoes are now mine, right? Which basically means we're going to start splitting tomato points. Mm-hmm. And he can take that top one, but that means that I would then be forced to tomatoes. Or he could say, you know what? I'm going to crush those 2 tomato cards and get ahead on carrots. Ooh. He would take the bottom 2 carrots, knowing that those 2 tomato cards that are recipes get destroyed by his choice. And that is a good choice for him because he already has a carrot card hidden in his recipes. Does that make sense, Kim?
It does. So just to zoom over here so people can see it, the backside of Mark's point card has a little carrot on it. You can tell that by that little corner indicator. So if he goes all in the carrot world, he could potentially choose on one time on his turn to flip that card, no longer pursue the cabbage path. And now he's got an extra carrot at his disposal.
Well, it's also good because it's fewest cabbages, isn't it?
Is it?
Fewest cabbages, Mark. So he knows you never want to give him cabbages. That's 7 points. Mm-hmm. But if he gets long in carrots, he can say, "What's up, Doc?" and flip that
cash
later
in.
if it's worth more. Yeah, if it's worth more than 7 points. If his engine does this, and more importantly, he is crushing. He's getting ahead and crushing tomatoes for me.
Yep.
Okay. In hate drafting, you really, really, really want to make sure you're not giving people opportunities. The problem with picking 2 vegetables in point salad, which people don't realize, is you are opening up massive opportunities for the next player on the flip. Okay?
Makes sense. Right.
Now, I have an awful Sophie's choice right now. Do I give Kim the dream card of 4-point cabbages and let her live the kimchi dream?
It
For
is
people
a
who
wonderful
don't know,
card.
kimchi is all cabbages and onions. You can do that. Or do I get ahead on my tomato points, knowing that Mark crushed 2 awesome tomato point cards that I might never see tomato points again. Okay? So that being said, I'm going to play conservative this first round.
I agree with that.
That's my I totally
no, I agree with that. You have to figure out what your plan is before you can necessarily figure out what everybody else's plan is, right?
Yeah, and your plan should include destroying others. And that is the heart of point 2. Hate drafting for fun and pleasure. I'm going to do this because I am terrified of Kim's cabbage strategy. I'm going to do this now. It gives me 3 more points on the board.
Yep.
Mark has put a shot across the bow on tomatoes because that's a very mean thing to do. Okay. Before we move on, what is the third and final point for how to get better at point salad from this episode of the Haphazard Strategy Guide?
So you're going to have a long vision and then know when to switch.
Yes, the when to switch. All right, Kim. Do you think now is the time to switch? And what would you switch to?
I don't know. So I feel like you're often drawn to cards that are on the table, and and that's probably not the best strategy because you're looking for the long haul, right? You're looking for those synergies with veggies and point cards that can maximize what you're already working towards, but give you some variety of other cards that you could take if what you're looking for just isn't showing up.
I would pivot to either onions or lettuce right now. This is a perfect board state because you're not giving any carrots away to Mark.
Right.
If you take the onion card, you are secretly taking a tomato from me and making Mark not get double tomatoes. And you're saying to Mark, why don't you go lettuce? Because I've already indicated with this card, I'm not interested in lettuce.
Right. So
you are picking a lane, and you are thinking you are edging people out because of the quality of cards. You are giving yourself a 3-point onion card and giving Mark the opportunity for a 2-point lettuce card, and then keeping the board state utter crap for me. I think I've talked myself into lettuce in your situation, but you can be you. You do whatever you think is the best.
Well, and to get things away from thinking about there's 3 lettuce here, so I'll grab these 2 and flip this tomato. I think I want to flip the point card that's 2 points so Mark doesn't get it, as well as flip this tomato. So I'm going to choose these 2 lettuce to impact these 2 point cards.
One thing about hate drafting is it's not only about denying people, it's about giving them really craptastic choices the next round. Like, if the board state's awful for you and awful for them, if you can do as little as possible to change the board state, you will eventually get people to make rash decisions or make mistakes that benefit you. Like, I can't take this anymore. We are not picking any cards. I'm just going to do this thing. This stalemate, this OK Corral moment in small point salad games is a real thing. Oh, Mark. No! No! No!
I did open the door and make that a little easier for him.
No! You can't, in your long-term strategy, you are just riding it out after a certain point in the game, and that's the flavor of a good game. Oh, darn you, Mark. Why do you keep on tormenting me so?
It's just so easy, Seppy.
It really is. It's so easy.
Oh, that was some good flip
so
cards,
easy.
too.
Oh, yeah, you got it on the flip. I'm going to take this,
Oh.
and it is worth a lot of points for me, so I'm going to flip that, and I'm just take it on the flip.
All right, I'm going to talk through this decision again, so Mark can decide whether or not I'm going to give him pain or
No, there's a real clear, easy choice, Kim. This is no brainer here.
I'm thinking that I need to take the point card and flip the cabbage, because otherwise Mark's going to get
incorrect.
3 points. But then Mark can take it and get 3 points for a carrot.
You have 14 points. No, you have 15 points with one choice. Do you see which card that is?
I'm assuming that it's the point with the lettuce.
It is. That's just 15 points. You really can't.
All right.
I mean,
see your
15
point.
points with one pick. That's 15 points. I guess for enjoying point salad too, point B for enjoying point salad is just know when something's massive amount of points and don't beat yourself up about it. Sometimes you just take the massive points.
Yeah.
Right? And oh my gosh, Mark, why would you do this? You did it again.
Because he wanted that 2 points per carrot card.
Oh, it's 3 points per carrot.
Oh, it's 3 points. 3, 6, 9, 12.
It's so good.
So that was 15
so
points for him, too. Whoa.
It is. I'm getting left in the dust. Now Kim has one choice here again. A 16-point card.
Wow.
That's gotta
I
be
couldn't stop it.
Oh, I
Mark
have more
didn't
lettuce
stop
than I
it.
realized. So we're gonna cash in on lettuce at this point. Oh, I should flip that one. Note
Should
to
you?
self. Well, it's taking away 2 points
Do the
of the
math.
cabbage.
Do the math
Be
before you
worth
make. Do the
3.
math on other. Oh, that's point 3 for funness, for funsies. Do the math on somebody else's turn. All right, Kim. It's now your turn.
I think I'm gonna go for points on lettuce.
That's 6 points. No, 6 points at the end of the game is pretty good. I would do 6 points. No,
I'm gonna end up with some negative
I am
points.
out of this game. I'm out of this game. All right, Kim, make sure you make Mark take something that you don't have.
Onions?
Yeah, don't table talk. That's probably a good, but that's
I'll
point
take these,
4
too.
and have fun. Don't table talk people out of having fun in the game. It's
All right,
I know I'm really bad that way. So we denied Mark 5 points in the game, but I'm thinking Mark is running away with this game. It's pretty clear. My big point total did not deliver. And then I got these little guys.
I do love sovereignty for the fact that they do the math and I don't have to.
It's true.
Oh, these are little points. There's one that's decent. Oh.
Oh yeah, Mark has run away with this game.
We tied, Seppy. Hey, it's
Yeah,
still...
that's really
and I will
good.
say, like, the fact that Seppy and I have been walking through some of these and talking through strategy some, I could not get over 50 points in this game until fairly recently. So I will take the 63 points and continue my lessons.
Like, all right. Yeah. Nice job, Mark. Nice job.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Fun.
Well done.
Now, just so you know, that game was made close by long-term strategy pivots, right?
Exactly.
And then Mark got some critically good flips and then forced hard decisions. And Kim saw that the stalemate of the board wasn't benefiting her, so she hit the gas, giving Mark more opportunities potentially to win. But more importantly, she completely closed the gap between me and her, so she could say, I made Seppy a loser just like me.
Exactly. And sometimes that may be all you get.
And Mark was able to pick an engine that slowed me down just a little bit while he kept on accelerating too. And he got to benefit from the fact that I was slowly strangling you to death and forced you to blow up in the game, and he capitalized on it.
That is how I would give an overview of this game as well. The goal with your strategy is to learn how to try to use that to your advantage, take some of these strategies, manipulate it when you can, and make that be your opponent's forced hand instead of your own.
Yeah, one of the awesome things about playing this game on Sovereignty is that you can play it quickly and play it over and over again. You can develop a couple of the tabletop skills that make play quicker and also evaluate your situation. Like being able to look across the table and recognize a person's engine and how it affects you all goes to strategy point 3. They're like, oh, and then of course there's certain card combos innate to the things, how the cards match up. There's an overwhelming amount of information on these cards, believe it or not, because there's also pairings and you have to know those kinds of stuff. That's a sort of an upper level play. But the very first thing to get get better at a game like this is internalize some of the strategy basics, and that's what the Haphazard Strategy Guide is here for, so that you can then have a lot of fun, feel like you're contributing, and knowing why somebody else is doing well or not. And so it's simply not just the luck that Kim's talking about, which is a factor, but how to minimize that and understand what happened in the game.
So yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Haphazard Strategy Guy. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Mark.
We'll see you guys next time.